Madam Principal, can we get those minutes?
Chair, I have the appointment letters that were signed by the principal. I have to look for the minutes because I was not there then. I have the appointment letters.
But I thought it's an institution, whether the principal is in or not, those files are there, right?
I will have to make an appointment to look for them, but I have the appointment letters of the committees.
So, Mr. Principal, the board approved that you engage casuals illegally.
The board advised that I do appoint trainers who are to supervise casuals to undertake the work internally.
How many casuals were engaged?
I cannot recall the number, but it was quite a, because there are those ones who...
How much was each being paid?
The casuals by then they were being paid 300 shillings per day.
Now, Principal, you have 2 days, because this matter, this report is already on the floor of the House. We were waiting for this so that we recover these monies. You have 2 days to provide the minutes of the council, upon which 36775 from the council members. Failure to do that, then we will have no choice but to recover it from yourself. Thank you. 2 days, clerk, you enforce that. Asante sana, madam. Now that you are the substantive, we hope you are doing the right thing.
I'm doing the right thing.
You've been audited for 2022-23?
Yes.
How are your books?
I got a qualified opinion.
Why?
And performance on the budget. We had a challenge because we did not collect all the fees that were supposed to be collected.
Tutakuita. Asante sana kwa kuja. Principal, thank you. Have we audited you? Your current institution? Eh? You've not appeared here. Yeah, you should come when we are in recess. Add him. Thank you. Eldoret University. They're not coming with their phones, right?
Yeah.
Mbona leo hatuna sergeant at arms? Mzee ako too slow. Amtabu, unacheka nini? Tunataka tucheke wote. VC, where's your team, bwana? We need to start. Yeah, ingia bwana. Clark, how many people did we charge this season? Yes, fines. And have they paid? Yeah, we want the feedback. We want them to make payments. Moi, they're appearing next week. We find them, right? They must come with a banker's check. Communicate, otherwise we will not listen to them. Mzee Karido.
Thank you, Chair and members. I'm Karido, Kieli Daniel, MP Gembe Central, Meru County, and along with this committee. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Ambassador Francis Sigay, MP Sotik, committee member.
Chair, my name is Chifarumodo Mangale, MP Lungalunga, and a member of this committee.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rebecca Tonkei, MP Narok County, a member of this committee.
Mwanami Wamboka, Chair, MP Bumula.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Victor Fundi, clerk to the committee, and with me is our secretariat.
Good morning. My name is Felix Itonge, Office of the Auditor General, Parliamentary Liaison.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Kindru, Office of the Auditor General, Office, Eldoret Office.
Good morning. My name is Doris Orure from the Inspectorate of State Corporations. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Florence Bungu from the National Treasury.
Yes, VC.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Professor Thomas Achariot, Vice Chancellor, University of Eldoret, and with me, I have my team.
I'm Eric Totano. I'm the acting finance officer.
Been acting for how long?
About 10 years, Chair.
Been acting for 10 years?
Yes, Chair.
Aye. Next.
My name is Professor Wilson Getich, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration and Finance.
My name is Ikapel Francis, Acting Registrar Administration.
Stephen Aditi.
Registrar, you've been acting for how long?
6 years.
Stephen Aditi, Senior Legal Officer.
Dr. Ismail Hassan, Chair of the Council.
Good morning, Professor Teresa Akenga, the founding Vice Chancellor, University of Eldoret.
Amy Mutai, Senior Procurement Officer.
Frederick Ruta for Finance. Benjamin Mwasi, Registrar Planning.
Yes, Chairman, you called me.
Yes.
Matters of this nature take precedence. Okay? Why has this man been acting for 10 years and the other one for 6 years?
Chair, we have a report. We have made a report which the DVC...
Chairman,
yes.
Why? I'm asking you, just say.
Honorable Chair, we have been writing to Treasury and Ministry of Education to give us authority. And we have those documents to show that we requested them to give us authority. The delay lies with them. It's only in December 2023 when they gave us the authority.
December?
2023.
And now it is...
we advertised.
September 2024.
We advertised in February, and we held interviews in June. We interviewed people for position of finance. We did not get qualified people. Those people we interviewed did not make to the bar. So we are going to re-advertise again.
What do you mean you didn't get people to apply?
We had 5 people who we interviewed. None of them got.
How many applied?
5.
How many applied?
Prof, how many was in the list? That's the problem.
The applicants were how many? Not the ones you shortlisted.
Prof?
Mr. Chairman, the HR can be able to tell us.
We had for finance docket, we had more than 15 applicants.
Bwana HR, how many applicants? Not more than. More than is not a number. How many people applied?
So allow me to check the report.
Bwana VC, how many people applied?
Mr. Chairman, I don't have the figure with me. But the applicants were taken through the due process, and 5 were shortlisted.
So the other people did not qualify? Only 5 qualified?
Mr. Chairman, as per the criteria.
Supposing the interviewing panel wanted to lock out the qualified people so that they should list those who are not qualified so that you don't get the right person, if I were to think that way.
Mr. Chairman, the process was above board, Mr. Chairman.
Can we look at them?
We can be able to avail.
You didn't come with them?
Not the original documents for shortlisting.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So where is the evidence that you were communicating with Treasury and the Ministry?
We have it.
For 10 years, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you have bulk of letters. For 10 years. Yes, please. I have the mic.
As the former Vice Chancellor, the position of the Finance Officer fell vacant following a disciplinary process that took place, and the then Finance Officer, Mr. Sitiene, was dismissed in 2016. He immediately went to court, and the court ruled that the position should not be filled until the court case is fully heard. And in that case, the court process dragged on up to around the end of 2019. That's when we were able to be told to go ahead and fill the position. Around that time, the government policies and guidelines had changed, and we had to seek for permission to authority to be granted so that we advertise and recruit the finance officer. Thank you.
So from 2019, the finance officer is a very crucial person in an organization. Yeah, without which you really can't. So directors, where you want us to see, where are the letters?
I think, Chair, I think if the file before you, you can look at Annex 1, which talks about the treatment of staff.
Annexure 1.
Annexure 1. But if you go to Annexure 2, that was now our request to for the recruitment of those particular staff.
But this was a blanket to all organizations, right? Annexure 1 from
Yes,
Treasury.
That was to all organizations. But on Annexure 2 gives you our request for those particular staff. You can see number 1, registrar administration, number 2, finance officer, and so on.
So was this letter responded to?
I think if you go to Annexure 3, you will find a follow-up of our letter, again requesting for the staff. This is now in 2019.
So Annexure 3
Yes,
is 2019.
That's the same, 2019. The chair, we go to Annexure 4, that is December 2019, still requesting for the same. There's a response.
Where is the response?
There was a response which is somewhere under Annexure 4 from the ministry, permission to promote all teaching staff.
Where is that?
Within Annexure 4.
Permission to promote.
Yes. So within that, we were guided not to do anything until our we are guided by the National Treasury on the aspect of the personal emoluments. We continue to appeal. Within that annexure, we still have a letter dated 31st May 2021, still requesting for staff. Administrative staff. Number 1, finance officer, university librarian, chief internal auditor. Annexure 5, April 2021. Again, requesting for the same. Annexure 6, we have now the approval. And that's why the chairman of council was saying from then on now we are able to move ahead.
But the Treasury took so long. But even after that, you've also taken too long yourselves. Do you have someone in mind? Did you apply for that job?
Chair, I didn't apply for that job. Why should I apply a job where I've acted for 10 years, Chair?
What does that mean?
It was not possible for me to apply for a job that I've acted for 10 years.
Why?
Chair.
Yes, Madam Tonge.
Chair, it's actually shocking if the officer says that he didn't apply for a job that he has acted for 10 years, when he knows that it's also procedural for one to apply for a position in order to be interviewed competitively. And that would have given you an upper hand. It's an advantage, the fact that you've been acting. So I don't see the reason, unless you convince this committee, why you do not apply. And now in that case, how do you just get confirmed in that position without applying and going through the normal process?
Because, yes.
Something else, Chairman. Sorry, Chairman. I'm Moses Kirima, MP Central Menti. and a member of this committee. One acting officer, you know very well that unless if you are not qualified, is when you cannot apply. If you know that there is something lacking in you, maybe papers or the requisite requirement, that's when you cannot apply. But ordinarily, the council cannot just call you and tell you that we confirm you. It will be regular and against the law. You have to apply like somebody else. But when it comes to awarding points, because I believe you are qualified and you know what you are doing, is when they award you more points and you have an advantage because you know the office and you have been acting. Are you aware of that? Or you are not qualified?
Chair, can I also
Yes,
ask
yes,
a
yes,
question to the officer? Have you ever worked elsewhere apart from Eldoret University?
Yeah, I've worked in many places. I've worked with Finnish International Development Agency for 7 years. I've worked with Mo University for many years. I've worked.
How many years?
Over 10 years.
Mm.
And I've also worked.
And Chair, if he has worked in those places, really, he should be the best person to understand the procedures in institutions. I mean, how can you sit up and say, I'm waiting for confirmation?
So, Chair,
yes.
I'd like to put it to the officer that you did not apply so that you continue frustrating the process of having a confirmed person in that position. Because I don't understand how, even if you've acted for 10 years, that's an added advantage. Because the reason why you have not filled that position is because you said those who applied did not qualify. That means you don't want that position to have a permanent person, and if you're not interested, so let me ask you, so if there will be a qualified person who applies, you're comfortable going home and that person to take that position?
Chair, substantially, I'm the deputy finance officer, substantially. I've been acting the position of finance officer for those 10 years. And for record, Chair, I have the requisite qualifications. And I am CPA. I'm qualified.
So why didn't you apply?
I did say, Chair, that I've stayed there for 10 years. The requirement is that you act for six months. The law requires that you act for 6 months.
But are you aware that you have been receiving the salary legally? After 6 months, you have been there illegally?
Not as SFO. I've not received any salary as SFO. Okay. I've received salary as acting. I haven't received acting. I've received my salary as deputy finance officer,
Chair.
but only acting position.
Chair, maybe the officer needs to tell us, is there something that you know that we don't know? Because there must be something else that you're not telling this committee. You can't tell us a position is advertised, you've been acting for 10 years, and you've not applied, and you're interested in that position. Secondly, can you answer the question by the vice chair that supposing somebody else is brought, would you feel like the university as I don't know which word I can use, that it did not serve justice for you?
Chair, I have not prevented the filling of that position whatsoever. And I've been willing to serve as deputy finance officer. Thank you, Chair.
But do you know the process of becoming deputy?
I attended an interview and I was appointed as deputy. So substantially I'm deputy.
Bwana Finance, Honorable Lesuda put it to you that the reason we don't have a substantive officer, you could be frustrating the process. I don't understand how more than 15 people, you cannot get a finance officer.
Respond to that. Chair, I believe when the advertisement was made nationally, there is the possible chance that there are qualified people in the total population of the country. And so that I don't think that I'm frustrated by not applying for that position, because the sample space in which the advertisement...
That you want to continue acting?
No, I don't want to act. And in fact, for record chair, I wrote my resignation from acting position about a month ago.
Do you have a story that you want to tell us about the whole of this thing? And feel free, please. Yes, Honorable Mina.
Chair, to add to the question you just asked, I walked in and I've been observing the speaker there. It looks like there's something he needs to tell us.
Mm.
And I could read some pain in him. So maybe it's good if he can share it with us.
Chair,
yes,
on the same line, I heard the story about the court. Someone went to court and there was suspension of... can you hear more about that story of the court? Who went to court and why?
So the madam tell us the story of the court, former, but then feel free. This is a house of refuge. Feel free.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, members. Before I tell the story of the court, and I'll call upon the legal office of the university to expound on it, I would like just to say that I worked closely with Mr. Totona, who is a CPA member. He was appointed by the then council to act because he was the deputy finance officer. So he has been acting as these issues of the court that were taking place. And I must say that I found him a very efficient officer. He advised accordingly, and that's why the university is at its stage, at this status, as far as financial stability is concerned. But in terms of the court cases, we have a legal officer here of the university, and he has been closely involved in them, in the court cases, and I would like to call upon him to really tell this committee what transpired. Thank you.
And as you do that,
But,
you tell us the other officer, were they acting or they were substantive? Yes, Mr.
And as you also answer, maybe it's us who are also not understanding the process of, personally, of how then, because according to the way I'm listening to him, I have acted for 10 years, just confirm me. From the, like he's frustrated. 10 years, confirm me. But it's good to understand the process of confirmation and let it come from the institution itself so that we understand. Yeah.
So, Bonaligo?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, honorable members. There was a contested dispute between the former finance officer and the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Finance and Administration. The matters were canvassed in court from the year 2016, running all the way to the year 2019, across multiple courts, from the Employment and Labor Relations Court, almost 3 times, one in Bomet, in Kericho, and in Eldoret. What happened is that once the finance officer and the deputy vice chancellor then lost in Bomet, they went to Kericho. Again, the court agreed with the university. They went to Eldoret, the court agreed. It escalated to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal found against the university on the basis that the council that determined the disciplinary matters against the former staff was not composed as the law deemed it, and that is, did not comply with section 36(1)(d) of the Universities Act, and also Article 232G of the Constitution of Kenya, which required that the council, the 5 independent members of council are competitively appointed. So that is the gist. Yes.
Were they, the finance officer then, were they substantive or they were also acting? And for how long?
Those were substantive members.
Chair,
Okay.
Chair,
Yes, Honorable PC.
I've been following the issues in Eldoret University for quite a while. And from the talk of the finance officer, I can read some frustration. Chair, I would like us to ask the former Vice Chancellor to give us a background on the issues of the infighting which we have been seeing in Eldoret University, because this is the gist of the matter. There were issues between the Vice Chancellor and the Council and all these people. Maybe that could lead, and the man is saying here that he resigned a few months ago. Is it frustration? Is it something which we can assist as a committee?
Bueno Finance, feel free. Oh, let's start with the former VC. Then Finance, feel free. Because we can look through your eyes and there is a story to tell.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, members. I was the founding Vice Chancellor. I was appointed in 2013, June, and I served my term and 2 terms, and I left last year in June. Indeed, as a university, there were teething problems, and those problems were addressed by the various agencies of the government, and the matters were laid to rest. And then from there, the university picked up, and we were able to steer it and make sure that it's one of the best universities in the country. As when I went to that university, I found it was operating on an overdraft of 162 million Kenya shillings per month. I had to work day and night with my team to overturn that. And the university was technically insolvent. From there, we worked very hard. If you look at the audit reports, you can see it's one of the solvent universities in this country. However, apart from the few issues which are normally pointed out during audit, and those issues are addressed accordingly. So I want to assure members that by the time I left, that infighting was no more, and we were working as a team. And the university was on a higher trajectory. Thank you.
Homa, do you have a flu?
I have some allergic reaction to dust.
Is it a flu or not? Because then it would be unfair to other people who are using the same mic.
It's a kind of flu. I'm very happy to have my own.
So just have that mic and let the other people use the other mic. Because then we don't want to spread the disease. One finance officer. Speak to the mic.
Yes, Chair. With due respect, I have indicated that I have no intention of frustrating the process of filling the position of finance officer substantially. And like what the former VC has indicated, when I picked this, when I picked the acting position in 2015, I actually advised management in terms of changing the financial model, because the Vice Chancellor did tell you that we had a deficit of 162 million in overdraft, and we were able to change our financial model in such a way that we changed the PSSP policy that was getting more invested, with a view to ensuring that all the revenues that we collect for the university would be available for utilization for the activities of Chair, I've been able to advise management.
At that point, Chair, may I get it from the finance officer? When you say that all the finances you collect will be available for the use in the university, and you are previously in Moi University in the same capacity as a finance officer.
I wasn't as finance officer.
You were who in Moi University?
I was a senior accountant.
Senior accountant, still dealing with finance?
Yes.
Accountant.
Yes, yes.
Even though names differ.
Yes.
So are you telling this committee that now you advised these people to using the finance available for the purposes of promoting the university? Are there sometimes when you collect money and it's not for use in the university? Most other issues.
Through the chair, Moi University had a policy called the PSSP policy with a sharing formula with revenue, with a sharing formula with revenue, the way they shared the revenues, which was actually allocating or rather sharing revenues before utilization.
Related this committee, sharing the revenue, sharing the revenue how? With who? That's what we are trying to ask.
Chair, the model.
Are you trying to indicate that the model had apportioned how the revenue would be shared in different departments for spending?
Yes, Chair.
Yeah.
What I'm indicating, Chair, is that the PSSP resources, PSSP is essential for private sponsored programs. So the way that revenue was being shared was different. What they did was they shared revenue before apportioning costs related to it. Before they apportioned for power, before they apportioned for staff emoluments, they share the revenue. That is what revenues is never shared. You share income. So what we did when I went to University of Eldoret, I requested that we change the model because we were campus of Moi University before. So the model was the same. Yes. So I recommended management to change the model so that revenues are not shared, rather income is shared. And so we went for a 13 check rather than a monthly allocation.
Just a minute, Honorable Sigay, I'm coming to you. The desire of every professional, every intellectual, is to progress career-wise. Career progression. That you sit and say, I started as a junior accountant, senior accountant, finance officer, now I'm at the helm of it. Why is it different?
Chair, I don't want this committee to imagine that I don't have ambitions.
Because that is what you are displaying.
I want to allay those. And as a professional, I have ambitions. And my decision not to apply for the position of finance officer is well considered. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, put it differently, you're not answering this question. That you've been acting, and now you don't want that position. It means you know, one, the challenges in that position, that you don't want to participate, or two, there is a problem which you don't want to be party to it.
Exactly, yeah. I want to follow your argument that, and this officer was almost coming to tell us why the frustration. I think we cut him short. Can you really tell us what happened? Because you almost resigned. And I can see, if I look at your eyes, I can see some frustrations somehow.
Whom are you fighting with?
Chairman, we cannot also take so much time to discuss an issue where the owner does not want to tell us what the problem is. No, you know, that question has been asked by Honorable Mamuna, it has been asked by almost everybody. We need to know the way forward on how there can be a substantive finance person at this institution. And the CEO should tell us.
But Chair, I'm asking that question because we don't want to see the future frustrations of officers in offices.
Bueno, Finance, one more time, do you have a story to tell?
But Chairman, before you answer that, if you allow me so that we can answer them together, is that we agree as a committee, if we have a substantive finance officer and somebody else other than him, it means that the deputy finance officer will frustrate the incoming principal finance officer because he has been there and he knows all the tenants and the micromanagement of the finance office, at that extent that that office will never function well, it will fail. Because he has refused himself to take over that office, and he is acting and he purports or he wants to continue as a deputy. First, they must get rid of him in case we get a substantive officer. Otherwise, that office will never function. Don't get it.
Just a minute, honorable members. As brief comment, then we proceed.
Chair, I want to indicate that at no point have I frustrated the feeling of the position of finance officer. And within a university structure, there are very there are structures, issues are addressed. They are not personalized. Activities of a university is not personalized to a staff or a member of staff. They are very efficient ways of dealing with those matters. Thank you, Chair.
VC, avail the information on your advertisement of the position, and all those people who applied, avail it to our auditor, analyze it for a week, okay, so that we get a report. If indeed, from all those people who applied, no one is qualified, then I think the committee can have a way forward on that issue.
Even as you give direction, Chair, on that matter, I still have an issue on the recruitment that was done. Because, Chair, looking at the position of the registrar administration, the council approved the appointment of one of the persons who did the interview who was qualified. But, Chair, up to date, and here they are saying we are an open check that you report when you want, you've been given a position, and therefore you decide when you want to report. Don't you have timelines? Because from the date the approval was done in June, and up to date somebody has not reported, you've given somebody a contract of 5 years. Chair.
VC?
Mr. Chairman, we have given timelines as per our HR manual. We normally give 3 months, and we are waiting to take the next course of action. It doesn't report.
Thank you, Chair. For the record, Maurice Akai Bissau, MP Kiminini. Eldoret University, very notorious in delaying positions in order to fill positions with persons from same ethnicity. Accountant, which ethnicity are you from?
Is the finance officer?
The finance officer, sorry.
Chair, I am from the Tugen community, but historically from Narok.
That's Kalenjin, right?
So, but still.
Chair, the Tutona family, Masais from Narok. And
So.
Yeah, our clan. My clan.
So let me
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Order, Botogay. Is Tugen Kalenjin or Masai? No, I'm asking finance officer.
This Masai.
Tugens are not, they are not Masais.
When a finance officer,
But you will recall.
when a finance officer, don't explain. Is Tugen Masai or Kalenjin?
Yeah, they are Kalenjin.
Okay, rest it there. So.
But for the record, Chair. Chair, just for the record, I know there is that challenge whereby when you're from Baringo, getting a position within the Uasin Gishu becomes a problem. But that is not my point. My point is this, Bwana VC. Section 34 of the Public Service Commission Act, number 10 of 2017, is more authoritative to the effect that public officers can only serve in acting capacity for a period of 1 month and up to a maximum period of 6 months. So I think 10 years is way off. And I think, Chair, the issue of human resource in this organization. In any department, there's what we call status reports. Staff retirement, when are they retiring? Staff recruitment, pending position. How would you be having a status report in your HR department showing you that this position is vacant for 10 years and you're not taking any action, including the one Honorable Tongei mentioned, that this person is supposed to report and he has not reported. So even as we look at the other issues, Chair, through you, we need to relook at the competence of the HR department, which is actually legally the advisor on matters human resource to the VC. And of course that does not exonerate the VC because you are the one on the dashboard. This is a vehicle, and you being on the driver's seat, you should be able to drive this vehicle knowing that every passenger is settled. And my last question, Finance Officer, for the 10 years, what salary have you been earning? Is it at the higher position or just at your position?
Honorable Bissau, most of the issues you raised have already been canvassed and were addressed. So I'll ask Victor to just brief you so that we don't go back and forth. But Vice Chancellor, what are the other positions that you advertise?
We advertised 4 positions. The other one was registrar administration, the university librarian, and then the head of audit, head of internal audit.
Yeah, so the committee orders that you do the same for all the other committees, for all the other positions. We want to audit that process so that we can have a position on it, all right? Within 1 week.
Yes, Mr.
And you will give the materials immediately so that in 1 week we can have a way forward around it. Yes, honorable members, we proceed. Yes. Auditor?
Thank you, Chair. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of University of Eldoret for the year ended 30th June 2019. Chair, under this, we issued a qualified opinion. Paragraph 1, valuation of property, plant and equipment. As previously reported.
What is the status now? Because you've indicated dealt with the issue.
What actually we are saying, the evidence that seems provided, we feel they've done what needed. Next. Chair, paragraph 2, work in progress, transfer of property, plant and equipment. I read.
Yes. Prosecute, please.
Yeah, the financial statement reflects property, plant and equipment balance of 1,204 million.
Mr. Malik, assist Honorable PC. Is that the right year? Proceed.
Chair, guidance, please. Can I use the same formula you used for paragraph 1?
Yes, yes, yes.
Chair, work in progress, transfer of property, plant, and equipment. Chair, we are proposing that we've gotten satisfied with the response provided.
Proceed next.
Paragraph 3. Trade payable from exchange transactions and intentional money. Chair, we also looked at the evidence that provided. We are only proposing to the committee that we are satisfied.
So, under this payables, retention monies, why didn't you have a different account for them?
Chair, if you allow me, Chair, initially, capital project account through a common account under Equity Bank, where we retained the retention monies account in that account, but provided a ledger account to hold the transaction relating to the retention monies account. When the auditors pointed out this matter, Chair, we agreed with the observations of the auditors, and we henceforth we designated an account for the purpose.
Your competencies are high, you qualified. Why didn't you know that you needed to operate a different account for this?
Chair, it was not like we opened one account for the retention monies for
to flag it for you to open that account for retention monies.
The ledger account, which held the retention monies, was sufficient to provide the credibility for the existence of that money.
The law anticipates that we will have rogue officers who will want to use that money for other things. And that's why you must have a specific account for retention monies, right? Not a ledger, a subsidiary on an account.
Thank
So
you, Chair.
what's the current status now?
The current status, Chair, is that we have the council authorized the designation of National Bank account number 010210 733 2501 for retention purposes, and we have since transferred the monies to that.
Next, auditor.
Thank you, Chair. Paragraph 4, long outstanding interest. Chair, this part has partially been addressed. There is still an outstanding balance of 1,042,000.
1,042,000 in lieu of
outstanding interest.
Interest extended to whom?
Chair, can I go through the paragraph?
Yeah.
The statement of financial position reflects receivable from exchange transaction balance of 431,492,518. Included in this amount are staff interest amount of 10,741,363, out of which interest of 5,304,613 have been outstanding since 2014.
Finance officer, why?
Chair, I want to clarify, Chair, that this interest relates to postgraduate students for their research projects. So usually, Chair, research students, postgraduate students attract funding from various sources, including National Research Fund. And these monies are basically used to undertake their research. So previously, Chair, we issued the interest to the students directly. But when the students went to their fieldwork, they were not able to come in good time to do the accounting of the interest. And we changed the policy when we realized that the students were not completing their program in good time by ensuring that henceforth the supervisors took the interest for their graduate students so that we would be able to ensure accountability and follow-up for the interest disbursed to the students.
So where is the money? Where is this outstanding interest?
The interest, there are two interests. Actually, there are two interests for two students who have not voted. And we followed up the students. They are in the process of completing their program. And we are encouraging the students to come and complete the program.
You don't encourage in matters of public finance.
We are actually
if you spend money, people must account for it.
We are
actually, this is from 2014.
We are actually tracing the student. One
no,
of them is
from 2014. Mr. Finance Officer, this school runs according to the law, not according to how you feel. Okay? So 2014 impress up to now, you have not. So we want to recover it through yourself.
Chair, we have made every attempt to trace the students.
How many years down the line?
In fact, the students are on call, Chair.
How many years down the line? So this is more than your term. The term that you've acted, right? Accounting officer. Madam, why did you recover this?
Thank you, Chair. As explained by the finance officer, efforts have been made to recover these monies from the students concerned, and the policy or the procedures for acquiring interest for such research monies have been reviewed.
No, don't talk about the reviewing of the policy. We are talking about public money.
Income generating activities. The statement of financial performance reflects income from income generating activities of 6,510,090. This is an improvement from the loss making in the previous year of 2017-2018 of 2,280,046. However, Note 7 to the financial statement has disclosed major losses under farm and catering income activities of 1,123,564 and 4,976,840 respectively. Management is yet to implement strategies to reverse the loss-making trend.
Yes, one accounting officer.
Chair, on loss-making IGUs.
What activities do you do? So that we understand what.
Chair, most of our IGUs are basically farm activities.
Like?
Like dairy, the dairy sector, crops, maize, wheat.
So why would you be making losses every other year?
Chair.
Because we would want to imagine, because of weather, you may go a loss 1 year, but then the other year you recover to profitability.
You will notice, Chair, that from our current report in Q4, we have made significant improvements in terms of the IGUs by the strategies that we have put in place. We have used contract farming rather than using the ordinary farming methods. And the revenues we are generating from contract farming is actually improving our financial statements. If you look at
how big land do you have?
We have 1052 acres.
1,000?
Out of which a portion of it are in buildings, and part of it, as we have got some riparian land, and then part of it is arable for farming.
Are you able to stand on your own as a university so that you don't have to cry for capitation? If you run like agricultural courses and all that, can you stand on your own?
Chair, from the strategies that has been implemented, I see the possibilities of us standing on our own. Contract farming is a new concept, Chair. Previously, for seed, we were utilizing Kenya seed, but now we have other players in the field, and we are having the possibilities of having an enhanced revenues using those kind of strategies. Let me give the VC to mention.
Mr. Chairman, having noted the trend of loss making by the farm, from this year we've ensured that we agree with the players, that the best of the players, especially on the seed production, because in this country the challenge of seed is very immense, especially when it comes to the main cash crops that we have, maize and wheat. And therefore we agreed that we have a price. We agree with either Kenya Seed or other companies the price for the seed, and we put in place those mechanisms so that when we do the planting and whatever we are doing, we are sure of the price at the end, because price fluctuations is one of the causes of losses in this industry, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Kai.
VC, how many acres from the 1052 are arable?
Well, we have 400. 400 is what we are utilizing now.
Mainly for what? For maize?
Maize, we have 220 for maize.
Mm-hmm.
We have 100 for wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Another 400 for dairy.
Now, Kenya Seed, you're giving them land through, to plant seeds, right?
No, we are not. We are using. There's a company called Bear.
Bear.
Yeah.
So what? Let's just work on one item, the maize.
Yes.
How much is Bear giving you for these 120 acres?
110 shillings per kilo.
So how many kilos? Because we want to just do simple mathematics. 220 times 40 bags each, right? An example for maize.
Okay.
That's 8,800 bags. What is the market price for a bag of maize? It's about 3,500?
Yes.
3,500, right? That gives you 30,800,000 just from the 220 bags. But from the entire thing, including what? Including wheat, you're still not doing break even. What about doing more zero grazing? We've got a farmer in Kiambu who's getting more milk than you with your 100 acres. And yet, you're teaching agriculture, right?
We are.
So, what type of graduates are you going to send out here on this market to do commercial agriculture? Why are we stuck on subsistence agriculture?
We are going to even a more highly technological area for the dairy, like the entry transfer, and that is something that we think will turn around some of the fortunes of the farm.
Chair, through you, can I ask that this university comes up with a strategic plan projecting the profits and the utilization of the 400 plus acres in the coming weeks? So that way also we can see that really our institutions are also adding value in terms of creating commercial enterprises. So VC, if you could give us a strategic plan on how you're going to do it to increase profitability and doing smart farming. Thank you, Chair.
We will do that, Mr. Chairman.
Next, auditor, you monitor and report to us.
Thank you, Chair. Proposed construction of School of Business Studies and Economics at the University of Eldoret. Included in work in progress amount of 249,742,950 is Kenya shilling 157,114,910 relating to the construction of School of Business and Economics, whose contract was awarded at a contract sum of Kenya shillings 241,236,42 shillings. Contract documents indicate project completion date of 6 September 2017. Site visit on 6 August 2019 and status report provided for audit revealed that the works were ongoing and 80% completion, hence 23 months behind schedule. Management explained that the contractor had requested for extension of the contract period. No evidence was provided for that extension. Management paid 2 million as project management fee in full as per certificate number 11 of 18th March 2019. However, the payment was not supported by signed payment schedule, site meeting minutes, and project management instruction.
Management. Is this project complete?
Yes, Chair.
Did you spend more than what was valued?
We spend 2.7 more than what is valued, but after
2.7 what?
2.7%.
How much is that?
It was a small amount, Chair, but it
How
was
much? Public funds, there's nothing like small amount. To you it is small, maybe you have a lot of money, you acquired a lot of wealth.
Mr. Chairman.
And when finance, how do you feel that you are the only one who understands these things? We have procurement, we have every other person, but you are the person who is at the center of everything.
Bwana VC, suppose this gentleman was not here today, because it seems also you're not in the driver's seat.
Mr. Chairman, I'm in the driver's seat. I wanted to request procurement to tell us, because we wrote to PPRA to be able to give us the approval for the 2.7%.
Chair, yes. It was 6,598,002 shillings and 48.
Did it have approvals? Necessary approvals?
Chair, we sought the advice from PPRA. When we got the...
You understood the question? Just answer the right questions. Did it have approvals? And by approvals, do you know how a variation is approved?
Chair, I know that variation should not exceed 25%.
Do you know the process of approval for variation to a project? Yes, no, so that we save time.
Chair, I know that.
Do you know the process of approval or not?
Chair, if you may allow me.
Mr. Finance Officer, do you know the process of approval or not?
I know, Chair, that it has been approved by...
Was it followed?
It was followed, Chair, because...
Give me the proof. And as you look for that, explain that process.
Chair, when there is anticipation for variation, it is usually...
What provokes that?
What provokes that is the documentation, Chair, when the project manager,
in fact,
has indicated that the project is beyond what is provided under the PQs.
I'm listening. We are all ears.
Yes. So when it is beyond what is provided in the PQs,
When what is beyond?
when the expenditure that has been are likely to be incurred.
Why? Why would it be higher than the budget?
Because perhaps there were changes in the structural design of the building. One of them could be. In this case, there was.
Who originates?
The structure, the user, chair.
I don't, you must realize I'm struggling to get information from you.
The user chair.
Yeah, so explain the process.
So when there is, like in this case, there was structural design changes for one of the floors. And the university sought, they actually sought approval through the council for the variation, for the design, for the changes of the design of the building.
But how would you know how much it will cost?
There will be variation in terms of the BQs that will be done by the QS, which in this case was done.
So do you have the approvals?
We have the approvals through the council, which were done through the council.
No, that were initiated through the project manager.
Yes.
Do you have the approvals?
We have the documentation.
From the project manager?
Yes, we have the documentation.
We want to look at it.
I'll ask my colleagues to support me to look at it.
Yeah.
Do we have the technical guy?
Yes.
Could you highlight in a minute or so what was the variation all about? And then the procurement guy, when you got that, did you really take it through the process?
Thank you, Chair. Actually, the variation was after measuring to do the final account. The project had taken unduly long from 2016, and it was affected by many factors. So by the time they are measuring to do the final accounts, we realized that it has overshot the 242 million, and that's why we asked for the direction from PPRA, because it's not really a variation, it is an cost overrun during the final measurement stage.
Do you know the difference?
Yes.
Variation and cost overrun?
Yes, I know that variation is when you intentionally want to change the project.
Yes.
But now when you do final measurements, you sum all what has been utilized to be equal to the contract sum. But because of so many factors in between, the figure short by 6.5 million.
Bond finance, now you understood?
Yes.
Huh?
I'm aware that there was...
You are talking about variation, there were structural changes.
Yes, there was structural changes.
But the technical guy is telling you no.
The technical change didn't warrant any change in valuation, because actually it was simply changing the roof from a concrete slab to iron sheet because of the...
In fact, it makes it cheaper.
Yeah. So
in fact, you save money, right?
Yes.
So why should it overshoot?
That's what I'm saying.
No. Don't worry. Why should it overshoot? Because a concrete roof is more expensive.
No, but you still use a lot of steel for the roofing. The steel you would have used for the slab, use it for
A concrete roof is more expensive. I'm sure you don't want us to take us through that route of argument.
I don't.
A concrete roof is more expensive than iron. True or false?
True.
Now, it means you made a saving.
Yes. But now that saving, as I have explained, this project, as I mentioned, that delayed for over 23 months. And one of the biggest problems we had...
No,
yes.
Just slowly.
Yes.
You made a saving, right?
Yes.
Of how much?
I wouldn't have the technical figure.
We want those figures. Yeah, we want those figures so that we can arrive at the final figure, whether it warranted an extension to the amounts or not.
Yes. And
now,
then,
as you prepare that,
yes,
were the extensions, were they approved? Back to back?
Some, well, yes. But not
some.
Yeah.
When an extension is not approved, you don't seek an extension where the other time is expired. What does it mean?
There is no contract.
What's your position again?
I'm registrar planning.
Yeah, why were you paying? You paying the money on the basis of what? There's no contract. Now, three things. One, that money was paid without approval. Two, you had structural changes on the construction on the building, on the roof, which has a bearing on the cost. Okay? Or it reduces the overall figure. You chose the cheaper option, right? Right? Then number three.
Had part, but cumulatively, from certificate number one, the management, being monies used by the consultants, that is the public works.
What percentage was it?
I don't know how they calculate it, but they usually certify it as part of payment.
What percentage was it?
200
when you are signing contract, it is always a fraction.
So it is 2 million over 242 million. That is the project management fee.
So, auditor, your issue is that this money was paid at once.
No, it wasn't at once.
No, you are not the auditor.
Okay.
Auditor.
No, Chair.
What is the issue with the 2 million?
My issue is the payment was done, but the payment was not supported by signed payment schedule, site meeting minutes, and project manager's instructions.
Now, why did you pay the 2 million without processing?
The Chair, the 2 million is paid as part of the project payment.
You've heard what the auditor
Yes,
is flagging?
Yes.
What is issue number one?
He's saying it was paid without document certification.
Documentation?
Yes.
Why?
And I'm explaining that the documentation is part of the payment certificate. It is actually a certified payment together with all other costs for the project, and it's paid to the contractor, who then pays the management and the project managers. It is not like a separate payment from us. It is a certified payment.
Are you trying to say
yes,
you explained all this to the auditor?
Yes.
And he did not capture?
Yes. It is actually, and that's why I was saying, even misunderstanding that it was paid in one sum is not correct. It is paid every time payment is made. There's a portion
on fraction basis?
Yes.
Auditor? But even when you are supposed to pay, what's your name again?
Mwasi.
Mwasi?
Mwasi, yes.
For any payment, you must have a site meeting, right? Right? Yes. To say that we're going to pay this out to the contractor, we will pay this to the consultants, right?
True.
Auditor says he didn't see those minutes.
Yes. And the document which contains that is the certified claim by the project manager.
And in fact, yeah, even in the project manager's instruction book,
yes,
do you have it?
We don't get a copy of the instructions.
Why?
It's because the instructions are issued to the contractor by our consultants. Actually, our technical representatives in the project are the public works engineers. So even having those instructions, which are
the instructions book is public knowledge. It's supposed to be on any construction.
Yes, it is in the
yeah. So why are you saying you don't have a copy?
We didn't keep a copy.
Why?
But we can access it.
Yeah. So the auditor is flagging that this 2 million is not supported whatsoever by any documentation.
And the chair,
you are trying to say that it was paid as a fraction,
yes,
of money owed to the contractor.
Yes.
That is documentation. Where is that documentation?
It is in the payment certificates which we can avail.
Where is it?
Payment
Yes.
We can avail.
What would constitute a document to earn this monies? And minutes.
We provide
minutes supporting that we are paying this to the contractor, out of which 2% or this percent goes to the consultants.
We will avail the payment certificates.
You don't have it.
There are many. I'm saying that there are, like now, number 11, so we have others continuing.
My friend, you have an audit query about this construction and you don't carry all the documents. Now, that you spend public money on a contract that is expired. Indeed, you didn't have any contract with those guys at the time you are making some of those payments. True or false? And you know that's illegal?
Yes.
Unlawful?
Yes.
That speaks to your competence? How much money was paid without approval, extension approvals? Auditor, we need very quickly, just now, to know the certificates that were paid when the contract ran into expiry.
Chair,
Yes?
allow me to mention that we wrote a letter to the project manager wrote a letter for extension, and we submitted as a university the request for the extension to the project management team. But the project management team did not consent with the extension. So it was rather not, we actually
That
did
makes it even worse.
because
Do you have those minutes?
I think we had the letters.
Yeah. Let's have the minutes where the project team refused extension proposals. As you look for that, Honorable Bissau.
Thank you, Chair. Procurement. Who is the procurement person? Madam. How much were you involved in this process? An example, when they did the variation, did you amend the contract? The additional 6 million, which was spent, although it was supposed to be a saving, to spend less, because the roof was changed from a concrete one to an iron sheet one. Were you involved?
Put your mic on.
The chair, I was involved, and they sought to the advice that on the variation issue, of which
Your addressing variation is addressing structural changes from a concrete roof to an iron roof.
That's not structural. That was in terms of BOQs and the change in material being used. So there was nothing structural there. We are moving to a more expensive option to a lower, a cheaper option. So were you involved?
yeah, we were involved.
Were you, not we?
You as a department, as procurement.
On the structural part.
On the procurement process part, the technical team has come up and have said there has to be changes in terms of the value of the contract or the purchase order. We are moving, and this is a justification, we are moving from a concrete roof to an iron sheet roofing. Were you involved? You're not involved. So you don't have in your file any contract that captures that.
No, I have the
Yes, I am talking about the additional one, the additional expenditure. Was procurement involved? You are not involved. And according to you, as a procurement person, between a concrete roof and an iron sheet roof, which one is more expensive?
Between a concrete, using the common knowledge, the concrete roof is expensive.
It's expensive. So in this case, was the organization supposed to spend more money or less money?
You see, if the university...
Just answer the right questions. Don't create your own questions.
More money. More money.
How more money? You're moving from the concrete roof to the iron sheet roof.
Or if we are moving to concrete roof to iron sheet, we are supposed to spend less money.
Now, do you think, as a supply professional, as much as you're not part of, you're not in the loop, do you think that expenditure, did we get value for money as an organization in utilization of public funds? Was there value for money?
We got value for money because we were going for a cheaper version.
So, I think, Chair, from where I sit, I think procurement, they're just passengers also in this organization. They're just passengers. And Mawasi, right? Mwasi.
Yes.
Bwana Mwasi, simple question.
Yes.
The consultant, was he part of the lecturers in one of the universities?
No.
How did you source for the consultant?
Public Works Office.
So you,
from State Department of Public Works.
Okay.
Yes.
So you pay Public Works, right?
We don't. We just engage them as like that one was the regional county public works office.
So you paid a public county works officer 2 million. Or who did you pay the 2 million?
It's
you pay them as a consultant.
Facilitation to come for the site meetings.
Don't explain what.
Yes. Yes. So the project management cost was 2 million, which was paid to public works consultants.
Do you know public works? I sit on the housing committee and public works.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know it is part of government?
It is part of government.
So you took 2 million and paid to the other entity, which was a government entity. You know, if it was a small amount, would have said maybe facilitating the fueling and stuff.
Yeah.
But you went and took 2 million by the end of it all and paid to the public works.
Chair, we are talking about 2 million spread in, is it 4 years?
No, auditor says you paid once.
No, it isn't. We didn't. That's why I'm standing on what I said. We pay piecemeal. Every certificate of payment we make.
So facilitation for what?
For attendance.
What is the money for? Fuel, car?
Fuel.
Do you know that they use public money to fuel those cars?
Communication.
But Chair, critical question. The Office of Public Works in Eldoret to the university. I guess this building is the university, right?
Yes.
How many kilometers are those?
About 10.
No, it's not. It's less.
It's about 10.
No. Okay, so I'll leave it at that, but what I also observed, that the contract delayed. There was no follow-up in terms of that professional follow-up. There was no liquidated damages on your contract, because if there were, you would have recouped some money from the contractor for not performing this contract. So I think also, Chair, the contractual component, it looks like supply or procurement is not at the correct level to be sitting also on the high table. And they also don't have enough tools and maybe competence to ensure that contracts are issued, they are managed and executed for us to get value for money. So I think that also should come out very clearly in our report.
Chair, I wanted to clarify something.
No. You wait. Yes.
Chair, I'm also very concerned that even these payments were done without even a site meetings.
Honorable members.
That's not correct.
Honorable members, but we work with order. Madam Vice Chancellor, what's wrong with you? You're not in a kamkunji of students. Honorable members, there's more than meet the eye on this issue. Management, we've asked you for specific documents. Kindly provide them to us. We want to adjourn to give you time so that we come back at 2:30. We want the contract for the project. We want the extensions that were sought and approved. We want the financial implication of moving from the concrete to iron roof. Okay? Are we together? Yeah. So that we can then make a firm way forward on this issue. So, Bwana BC, Bwana Finance, you get organized. We want all this documentation. And if you can give to our legal teams, our secretariat by 2, so that together with the auditor, they can analyze them, so that when we come at 2:30, it will be an easier ride for us. Sawa Bwana Vesi. Yeah. Hapa iko maneno. So, honorable members, we adjourn. We meet at 2:30. Thank you.
Ogopa, my friend. Unaweza pitia hivi. Hello. Unaweza pitia hivi. Kuna chai hapa, unaweza zunguka hapo. Ya members ni wewe ulikuwa nani? Leo.
Mali kamsema tukipwa kesho.
Na place ni vijatoka.
Inaweza toka leo na kesho. Alafu tulipo siku moja. Tunaweza toka kesho asubuhi. Nini? Kwa hiyo inaweza toka asubuhi tulipo jioni.
Inakuja Friday.
Sasa inakuja Friday. Sasa sisi next week. Sasa sisi Malik aliniambia ameongea na mtu wa accounts na kwa kesho.
Haya basi kama unataka msemaji.
Sasa sisi tu Friday. Sisi wa other banks ni Friday. Niko COP lakini nilia joint service economy side KCB. So sisi tunapanga after watu tukilipo mkilipo Friday sisi mpaka next week. Malik pia anasema yanifuliza na muuliza Malik ananiambia amefuliza na namwambia nimemwomba pesa ya school fees. Basi wewe nipe pesa ya school fees. Kitongo atakuzwa shule. Hata si pesa mingi. Ni 32,000 tu ndio nimebaki. Nimelipa zingine zote. Nimelipa 100 and something. So bado tu 32. Nimelipa 130. Cabbage huko ni 200.
500. Maisha huko
unaweza unaweza wewe bado uko na miaka mingi ya kufikiria kuzaa. Acha niende ng'ombe, utakuwa natafuta mboga hapo nje kwa shamba ya mtu.
most of them because tunachukua Syrian bomb.
Very cheap. Kiseni ndio karibu. Hizi hata my place is like a kilometer from Kisumu. Sini Oleroime. Ni Oleroime. Before tufike Shell. Kutoka Kiseni ni after Shell. Unajua Oleroime? Oleroime is after Matasia. Ukienda mbele kidogo then there's Oleroime. Sasa Oleroime hata ni times badi Kiseni. Basi tunaenda ushago. Ndio nimetafuta gari kadogo. That's why. Achana na huyu. Huyu mwenye nimevaa nini? Huyu ndiye alituambia 2500 cc.
iPhone nimeko niki
Nipate kama
umenipea Solia Smith. Nasikia pia Grace ako na 500.
Grace yako na CX5.
Wanaye. Kama kosa tunaenda kurekebisha haraka mapema.
Grace na amekuwa nayo tangu jana, alibai Januari. Nani mwingine mnabishana na yeye huko juu? Hapana. Nimenye tu tujasikia ya maligo. Nimenye tu tujasikia zaidi. Nisikia nasikia kuna chali nilikuwa transport. Huyo na niliwaona pamoja. Huyo Chalisi ni mlevi. Alikuja meeting. Acha kuhefu. Pombe. Hata kuhefu. Unajua kulala ndio kuhefu kutoka. Ilikuwa pombe. Na ni Monday morning. Kunywa tu coffee please. And room yote na mkapomba. Hapa amekuja late, amekuja 2 hours later. Mpaka members wakaisema. Kasema we are very concerned about the legal counsel. He knew very well how critical he was to this meeting and he comes, I've seen him 3 meetings, he comes very late. Alafu anasema, why can't he copy from the other secretary that he has nini? Akina Chebet ndio. Nikasema, nikulete coffee, kunywa tu coffee at least ya harufu ipungue. Anaitwanga aje? Clean. Akasema sitawahi tena siku nyingine.
Watu wanaelewa na mambo.
Ni kama alitoka baa asubuhi. Amekufa.
Nielewa tu niende.
Umekata kuniambia ulipata gari gani? Unajua bado na crack na shangali gari gani? Nilikata CX5 ni extra.
Hiyo ndio kitu moja sijafanya. Sijakataa tisiki.
Umekata kuniambia. Labda naweza kuwa inspired. Please, so ni challenge. Tushtue tuonyeshe. Mimi nikiwa age yako, but then naweza jikubalisha kufanya all those crazy things until I get to 30. Nikifika 30 na sober up. And hiyo age ingine, life is for the living. Mimi ndio kama kunji na kuangalia live.
An ideal space.
Hello. Hey, mama, hi. Poa, ukoje? Uko wapi? Uko wapi kwani? Uko karibu sana na mimi kwa. Alright, side gani nikuja?